Whenever you see a celebrity dramatically shifts their image, their sound, or their aesthetic, they are not just expressing themselves, they are rebranding a multi-million-dollar enterprise. You see these transformations? They represent something that's called a calculated risk, and it's designed to extend their careers, it's designed to capture new demographics, and it's also designed to refresh public interest in them. And behind these transformations are a team of strategists calculating optimal timing, target audience, and marketing positioning, because a celebrity at the end of the day is ultimately a product, and these reinventions represent product relaunches. Today we're going to explore 3 masterclasses in persona transformation: Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, and Sabrina Carpenter.
You want to hear the song?
In 2005, the world met Rihanna Robin Fenty as a fresh-faced 17-year-old with a dancehall-infused debut single. She was introduced to us as an approachable island girl with a marketable exotic quality that record labels could package for mainstream consumption. Her sophomore album continued this narrative, a relatable girl with Caribbean flavor, and she had hits like SOS, so Rihanna had this distinctive look, but yet there was something that seemed missing. 7 Schoolgirl Gone Bad. It was both the album title and a mission statement. The transformation was comprehensive. There was this sharp bob, that replaced her long locks. The styling became edgier, the music incorporated darker elements, and it was really, really good, because when she first came into the scene, those 2 years were okay with, the approachable island girl. But then after the 2 years, people started getting used to it, so she now switched to the good girl gone bad, and the results were undeniable. Umbrella, who remembers Umbrella? It spent 10 weeks at #1. And Rihanna just moved. She ascended from promising newcomer to a global superstar practically overnight. And what's remarkable about Rihanna's career is that it wasn't just her only transformation. Even every other album seemed like a calculated shift. There was this dark, aggressive rated R following her, her public incident with Chris Brown. And then there's this vibrant, loud era, which seemed that she was reclaiming her joy. And then there was the anti-era, which was positioning her as this artist, transcending pop. So by the time Rihanna leveraged her personal brand to launch her Fenty Beauty brand in 2017, she had completed multiple transformations, and each expanding her cultural territory whilst also maintaining enough consistency to keep her core audience. Somebody who we're going to talk about in this video said it so well. It gets to a time where you have to think, how do I transform and how do I change, but at the same time maintaining the same thing that people love about me? And that's what exactly the next person did.
By the name of Nicki Minaj.
It was waiting on, baby.
Before becoming a household name, Nicki Minaj was experimenting with identity. You see, her early mixtapes, they showed a glimpse of her character work, and it would later define her career. But it was the Barbie persona, that first captured mainstream attention. The Barbie persona, I would say, was a hyper-feminine, pink-obsessed character with these exaggerated features and a very distinctive vocal style. The 2010 release of Pink Friday cemented this persona. The pink wigs, the animated expressions, the Harajuku Barbie aesthetic, it was all carefully crafted of a brand designed to stand out in a male-dominated genre. This initial persona served its purpose. It made Nicki Minaj recognizable. It appealed to her young female fans like myself, But at the same time, it felt like it was often overlooked in hip hop marketing, and it also provided a disarming vehicle for her technical skills, and everything else. So as she gained fame, she also started deploying multiple alter egos. We had Roman Zelensky, we had Martha, we had female Weezy, each allowing her to explore different sonic, and stylish, territories without abandoning her core brand. And then by 2018, we had the point where the Barbie persona was reaching its saturation point. At this point, everybody got used to that aesthetic. So Nicki Minaj was like, it's time for me to pivot. And she went dramatically the opposite end. She went to Chun-Li, where she was adopting, Asian influence aesthetics and a more aggressive sound. And I love this. I felt like if she continued doing the Barbie thing, it would have continued, to be, at one point, it will be redundant. That's why every time you have to sell a vibe, you have to code switch in a way if you want to maintain relevance. And this approach helped her as well. And it's funny because at the same time, I'll say for Pink Friday too, Nicki came back to the Barbie persona in a nostalgic kind of way. It seemed like she brought it back. We had like the Barbie world with Ice Spice, and we had all of these things going on. And it just shows that when you know when it's the right time to code switch and to sell a new vibe, depending on where you are in life and where your audience is in life, it helps a lot with your branding. And that's exactly what the same thing that this third person did. And she's being talked about all the time. Our final case study follows perhaps the most well done branding. Well, it's one of the best. So she came from, Disney star to adult star, but she did it in a very different way. So Sabrina Carpenter began her career as a child actress on Disney Channel's Girl Meets World before launching her music career with this, wholesome image. Her early music positioned her in the safe teen pop, market, but then it was limiting. It happens to all of the other Disney stars, or most of them as well, because this Disney to adult pipeline is nothing new. We have Miley Cyrus, we have Selena Gomez, we have Demi Lovato, who have transitioned in many ways, some successful, some came with controversies. But what makes Carpenter's transformation noteworthy is the strategic patience and precision. Rather than this dramatic change, it seemed like hers was done in a gradual shift. So her singles introduced more mature themes while maintaining, elements of her established brand. So this created a bridge between her past and her present identities rather than forcing her fans to choose between them. And by her fifth album, she had established a more mature identity. But the true transformation was yet to come. I think the true transformation came when she just changed with, short and sweet and espresso and feather, and the viral success of the tracks, particularly on TikTok, demonstrated that it was the right time for her to just shift right away. And it seemed like it didn't come with much controversy. It came with much, interest. It seemed like there was this, people were accepting of it because it didn't feel rushed. It felt like she was like, you know what, now is the right time for me to code switch, in quote unquote, and sell this new vibe. It's the right time for me because I've been doing it in subtle ways. Now's the right time for me to do it properly. But what do you guys think? I think there's a psychology behind celebrity code switching, because the most successful identity shifts, they show something authentic to you. If done well, it has to show something authentic to you at the same time while exploring